Hey David, this is Dad here. Mom's okay. Your sister says there's a good amount of snow. I want to know if everything's okay, if all the family's alright. That's really all I'm calling for. I love all of you guys. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, folks. Thank you, Hal. Hal and Philly. You guys ready to go for a drive? Let's do it.
9 o'clock, I'm bored to death. Smoke so much I can smell my own breath. My baby left me, my best friend's not at home. Can't get that woman off my mind. I've never been the brooding kind, but there's still one thing makes me come alive. Yeah, I'm gone for a drive.
The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
All right, that is me. I am Dave Canyon. Welcome to the podcast. Hello, dum-dums. A term of endearment. Are you ready to go for a drive and dumb it down? That's fantastic. Thank you, Alex Exum, for being the voice at the intro here at the top of the show. Thank you, Hal and Philly, for that great song, Going for a Drive. Big things happening with Hal and Philly and Going for a Drive. All right, folks, let's get right to it. My name is Dave Canyon. Dumbing It Down with Dave is my podcast, 30 minutes or less, usually 30 minutes and 1 second. For some reason, I have a hard time ending the show before 30 minutes, but we will work with that. And I just want to say that today's been a hell of a day. It's been a hell of a day. I've been very busy, and then I got involved with a whole thing on the Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group. The Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group, where I had a conversation, and then I posted something, and then things got not out of hand, but they just got larger and larger, and I wasn't really planning on having this situation. So let me go back to episode 234. All right, basically the show before this was 234, and I think it was titled Bubba Wallace, and then it was racism or poor service, because the show before that, the episode before that was racism or poor service, where I talked about me shopping for a pool, me going to the Apple store, me being, followed by the police for a short time. And the things that I counted and what I thought about it, as far as either potentially racist if I was a black man, or was it just poor service, and just having a conversation, entering into the forum of ideas when it comes to human behavior, because I always go back, no matter what it is we're talking about, we go back to human behavior. And I try to address things pragmatically. I try not to be too emotional or not emotional at all, but that doesn't mean I'm cold-hearted. It just means I'm really trying to see things clearly without being clouded up, having my judgment clouded up by emotions. I have no agenda. I don't lean left. I don't lean right. I try to walk forward towards the truth. If there's an appearance that I'm leaning, then so be it. I'm not in denial of anything. I have no pretense. I'm not fronting or whatever it is that the kids are saying today. I am just a regular, everyday, average Dave. And I am just trying to find my way through life. I happen to do a podcast. I never intended it to be a comedy podcast, and I never intended it to be any other sort of podcast except one that was a podcast on ice, as I say. Informative, compelling, and entertaining. That's it. That's the best. That's all I'm looking for. I don't care if it's comedic, and I don't care if it's serious. As long as it has, one of the three, or two of the three, even three of those ingredients. Informative, compelling, and entertaining. So episode 234, I talked about Bubba Wallace and this noose. And then I mentioned in that podcast that I would, if I could get it, I would post a picture of that noose on my Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group, in that group. And then I actually said at the same time, or just after that, I said, maybe I won't post it. Because really, I mean, everybody knows what a noose looks like, so I won't. But then, I found it in an article. I actually found it in the NASCAR press release, NASCAR.com. And then I was just happened to be on the New York Times this morning, and I guess they reprinted it or whatever. I don't know how all that works. I'm on the internet. I'm watching the news. I don't always know what I'm looking at. I'm not the most scholastic person in the world. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I've always said that. I don't front. I'm not an expert in anything. I'm just going by my intuition, going by my gut, and going with whatever wisdom I've acquired along the way. That's all. A little bit of knowledge. I know I don't have that much knowledge. Okay. But I definitely have no hatred in my heart, and I definitely don't have any over love in my heart. I don't idol worship. That's another thing. I think I always exclude that. I don't have hatred in my heart, but I also don't have overly love. I have enough respect for you. That's it. Celebrity, friend, family. And that sounds a little cold, right? Well, family? Well, listen, I got my wife and I love her. I've been married for a long time, 30 years or maybe more. We've been together since 1986, officially since 87, 33 years. Yes, we love each other. Is it the same holding hands and public displays of affection and all that like we did when we were dating? Well, not as much, but we're there, we're together, we're sharing this house, we're sharing a life, and that's me being pragmatic. I am devoted to my wife, and I'm also devoted to my son, who's a pain in the butt. He's 23 and he's a pain in the butt, but I love him as much as I can. My father, whatever, I do the best I can. My mom, may she rest in peace. April 18th, she passed away, complications of a stroke, even though they listed it as potential COVID death. Yes, whatever. I paid my respect. I did what I had to do. I was dutiful. All right. Anyway, I've had animals. Love them. Well, I do my part as a good pet owner. All right, so I'm just giving you a background for those of you who don't know who I am, because every show I expect there'll be new listeners. Okay. So I posted this article, and it was a picture of the noose right there. That was NASCAR doing that, New York Times doing that. So, if they could do it, I could do it. I didn't feel as bad posting a picture of the noose. Okay, and maybe, it's a noose. It's not even an alleged noose. It's a noose. Okay, but if I do the show the right way, which I often don't, at the end, you might hear a little bit of a twist. Just a little bit of a twist. Just possibly. So stick around to the end. Possibly. It's not a noose. Possibly. Probably not. But there is a possibility. Likely? No. Possibility? Yes. Stick around to the end. If I don't screw up the show, you'll hear what I have to say. So anyway, after I posted it, and I'm not mentioning any names, because I decided that the names that are in the Facebook group are different because that's the group. Is it a closed group? Is it a closed group? I think it's a closed group. You have to ask to be a member, and then I let you in. So yeah, I think it's a closed group. Whatever the Facebook classification is, closed, private. I don't even know. It's my own group. I just know I'm the only admin for it. So I'm not going to mention the names because the radio show is different. Even though the names are people who have already previously have commented, and you've seen their names, you've heard their comments because I've read them to you. But it's different if they had posted their comments here in the Spreaker notes, the Spreaker box. But they didn't. They did in the Facebook group. So I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. I can't mention names. I don't want to anyway. I'm not out to get anybody. I am enjoying the back and forth because it gives me a chance to learn about you. And, if you want to really have a conversation about it, it doesn't matter what side you're on. It doesn't make you wrong, right? It's your opinion. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it. I'm entitled to my opinion. And a lot of people hear my opinions. They go, oh, you're way out there. Because people just don't really understand pragmatism. They don't understand my idealism. They don't understand my naivete. They don't. For them, there's an agenda. Boom. This is how I feel. And it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what you are, and what your agenda is. It is. It just is. And I'm fine with that. I don't need to be happy about it, and I'm not going to get angry about it. That's your deal. Whoever you are, whatever it's about. Right now, everybody's all with the COVID, which is, still crazy and confusing for me. And it's all about racism in America, which is fine with me. I've been dealing with racism for a long time. The last couple of shows I've done a lot of talking. In fact, I did an interview yesterday, and it's going to air, I'll let you know, with another podcaster, and we talked about it for about 2 hours or so. We talked about a whole bunch of things regarding racism. So I look forward to that show being posted. I like when people ask me questions, as opposed to me talking to myself. All right, which is fine, because that's why I do Dumbing It Down with Dave. I do it in the car to and from work during, it's supposed to be my Kia Rio, which, by the way, is coming back. And then often I do the show in this Dodge Caravan. But, by the way, I'm bringing the Kia to the shop tomorrow. It's getting repaired. It runs, but it needs a couple of repairs before I start driving again. So stay tuned for the return of the Kia Rio LX 2008. All right. So that's great, because I totally don't have to change the intro. Or not that I was anyway. So I posted the article, and then somebody posted a meme, which, by the way, so this is how the whole day started. Not started, but I was already doing my day, and then this is what happened. I post the article with the picture of the noose. Then somebody, and you can go to the Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group, and if you're not a member of the group, just go to Facebook, Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group, not Dumbing It Down with Dave podcast, because that's the like page. You have a like page? Yeah. Why? I don't know. They told me to. So I have a like page, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. It's a page. It's a like page. And then I have the group. And I changed the name to the group, so you know which one you're on. That's the one where we have conversations. The other page is not the page for conversations. I don't know. That's what they tell me. So this person posted a meme. I hate memes. I'll never post a meme. I mean, I should never say never, right? But I'm going to say it's cowardly. Is it cowardly? I don't know. It's like, just tell me your words. Don't send me a picture. The memes drive me nuts. Everybody's with the memes. This guy at my job with the dirty, racist meme showing me. I thought, you want to see a meme? No, I don't want to see your meme. Then he shows it to me anyway. I don't want to see him. I should have reported him. Should have got him fired. Should have got him into meme, sensitivity classes or whatever. Stupid memes with the pictures. Then you write whatever you want. It's always so cynical and sarcastic, and I never laugh at any of them. I like the cat ones. I always like the cat ones. I like cats and dogs. I like puppies. I like kittens and puppies. But these memes are like, just say what you want to say within the memes. So he posted a meme. Go to the Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group. But if you're not a member, request to be a member. But you got to answer the questions. Don't be a douche and don't answer the questions. Answer the questions. There's 2 or 3 questions. They're easy. How did you find out about the show? Whatever. Things like that. This ABC questions. The answer is, I just want to look at it. Okay. No, somebody recommended it to me. Okay. I heard you on Stitcher, but they don't have whatever. I don't care. For Spotify, whatever. So the meme was posted about, Bubba Wallace finding a burning cross in his driveway. And it wasn't a burning cross. It was a tire jack, but I guess it's in the shape of a T and shape of a cross, whatever. So, all right, I get it, haha. But what's your point? I don't know what your point is. That's why I hate memes. Like, what do you want? I don't want to do any work. Spell it out. So, I guess there's a possibility. There's thoughts. There's been thoughts out there. And by the way, I have not followed this whole thing to a T because I don't care. I don't care. I mean, I care that there's hatred. I care that there might have been a noose. I care that it might be a hatred. I care, yeah. But my life goes on. And then there's a whole world that goes on outside my world. And it doesn't affect me. This does not affect me directly, which I always talk about. And what's going on in the world, for the most part, 99.9%, doesn't affect me indirectly. So whatever Bubba Wallace is doing, whatever people are doing out in the world, doesn't really directly, and for the most part, doesn't indirectly affect me, my wife, my son, my house, my father, and the relations that I do and do not have with people I do and do not like, and I do and do not respect. In other words, first of all, I'm in a COVID lockdown. Second of all, I've lived this lockdown before the lockdown. That's why this COVID thing one of the 2 reasons why this COVID thing doesn't really affect me. 1, I'm still working. Haven't really missed a day's work, except for the days I've taken off because they don't need me, so I'm just taking time off. But that's going to end soon, I'm pretty sure, because apparently we're going to get very busy. And I've already lived a life of isolation. That's been my life already. I don't have friends. I don't have people calling me. I don't have people dropping in my house, like the drop-in. I don't have... nobody calls me to hang out. I come home. I sleep. I eat. I do things. I cut grass. I do podcast. I try to do... I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a son. I'm a doer for other people. I don't really have my own life. Anyway, it's not about that. But I'm just trying to paint the picture. I could care less what's going on in NASCAR. When I was a NASCAR fan, when Dale Sr. was around, I didn't care what they were doing. Who's hunting? Oh, Neil Bonnet and Dale Earnhardt go hunt. I don't care. Then when NASCAR got popular, and then there were all these shows about behind the scenes, I'm like, I don't want to see behind the scenes. Because I'm not a hero worshiper. I don't worship idols. I don't kneel to anybody. I'm not worthy. Yeah, I'm not worthy to everybody. You're all much better than me. You're all smarter, faster, whatever. You got more hair. You got bigger penises and whatever. You're all studs. God bless you all. You're richer. You're smarter. You got better cars. You know things. I'm an idiot. I'm just nothing. I'm fine with that. I could care less. And I don't know how you walk around with that big penis. But whatever. That's up to you. And for those of you that don't have any at all, well, you're lucky because you don't have to worry about it. Anyway, so I posted this article, and the picture with the noose was in it, and then he posted the meme that, I guess he was suggesting that it was a hoax. I think, I don't know, because I don't know if the words weren't being used. And I even asked, I always treat my listeners fairly with pragmatism and integrity and sincerity and empathy. Like, well, what do you mean? Don't give me a picture. Don't draw me a picture. We're not in kindergarten. Tell me what you mean. Don't pass me a note from your friend. Tell me what you mean. Use words. So whatever, things were posted and then things were deleted, and not me. By the way, for the record, in how many years I've been on the Facebook? 10 years, 12, I don't even know how long I've been on it. Never deleted a post. Not out of embarrassment and not out of fear. I never deleted a post. If I deleted a post, it just was like, this is a waste of my time. I don't even remember doing it. I know so many people that have deleted posts because they regretted it. It was, I got into all thing. This is not a thing. This is nothing to me. I'm just indulging my listeners. I'm indulging people who I've been encouraging you to come to they're coming it down. They're dumbing it down with Facebook group. Somebody did. They posted, and we had a conversation. I am not angry about it, by the way. I'm not angry about nothing. You could be a dissenting voice. I'm fine with that. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm just trying to have an entertaining, informative, compelling show. That's it. Pragmatic. That's it. The search for happiness. The search for truth and happiness. All of that. So then somebody else jumped in and said, oh, he's a racist. Bubba Wallace is a racist. Absolutely. And something about his appearances on Don Lemon, blah, blah, blah. And you know what I did? For over an hour, and I want you to know this, I tortured myself because this is something I would never do. I don't want to do it because I'm not that interested in it, and I don't have the time. I really don't have the time. But I sat there and I started watching YouTube video after YouTube video. Videos I would never watch. 2 of them were Don Lemon episodes. And they were like 11 minutes long, 6 minutes long. And I'm watching Don Lemon and Bubba. Twice. Don Lemon and Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the other 2 ladies, Meghan McCain and Sunny, whoever she is. The cast of The View. Bubba and Gayle King and the other guy from the CBS show. And wherever. I don't know. There was all these Bubba and somebody else interviews. And it was just torture for me because I'm not that interested. It's not because I'm not, I'm just basically not really interested in any of these NASCAR drivers. I'm just not. And would it be different if it was Dale Sr. or Rusty Wallace or like the olden guys? Maybe, but really what goes on in their personal life, I used to watch NASCAR for the races. Individual races. Martinsville, Talladega, Michigan. Races. I didn't care about the championship, never. If you know me as a pragmatic, I don't care about the championship. I don't care about this new thing that they got the last how many years with the race-off, with the playoffs, whatever they want to call it. I don't care about any of that. Daytona, whatever, Bristol, the races. I don't even really care about the cars and the engines. I like green flag to checker flag. That is my interest. That's pragmatism. We talk about that? You want to know what my pragmatism is? My pragmatism is green flag to checkered flag. All that pre-race, no. Post-race a little bit because I'm kind of curious. So what happened? Pre-race, yeah, maybe a little strategy, whatever. But now it's like, with 5 hours of I'm not interested in all that. I am not. What's the word? Is that superfluous? No, that's not the word. Whatever. The extra stuff, not interested. The fluff, not interested. Green flag to checkered flag. That's it. Okay. So anyway, whatever. We had this discussion today, and here's my response. All right? This is I'm going to read it to you. It's posted in the Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group. But I'm going to read it here. This is my letter. And I don't like reading letters on the air, on the show. I don't think they're interesting, but I'm already into the show, so I might as well read it. So here we go. Here's my best reading of my own letter. And of course, I printed it, and it didn't print the font that I wanted, so it's small. All right, here we go. My intent in posting this article was because I mentioned in show number 234 I would post a pic of the noose, and the article had that pic, so I shared the article instead. I then responded to a meme. In parentheses, I wrote, I hate memes. And I responded as I always attempt to do, fairly curiously and pragmatically. I try to do those three things to engage with my listeners with respect, empathy, and sincerity, as well as with integrity. I don't lean left and I don't lean right. I walk forward toward the truth. I don't have, in parentheses, as usual, a direct horse in this race. Since my last post, over an hour or so ago, I went on YouTube and entered Bubba Wallace and Don Lemon in the search area. I watched every video that YouTube had, including Entertainment Tonight Canada, in parentheses, that was painful. It was really painful. I watched Bubba's 2 appearances on Don Lemon, one on Good Morning America with Robin Roberts, The View, and I had already watched him on CBS with Gayle King. Some of the interviews were before the FBI conclusion, and some were after the FBI conclusive, investigation that they had. First, let me say, most of you know I don't care about the mainstream media and how they handle anything at all. I'm always suspicious of them, and I don't spend my time watching anything they call news. They're in the profitable business of selling soap, cars, and fear. I'm not buying. Other than Don Lemon's gaffe, calling him Bubba Watson instead of Bubba Wallace, and some other Don Lemon comments about NASCAR, the president, and the good old boys that I didn't appreciate, I had no immediate problems with anything I heard. I did not hear Bubba make any accusations at all about anyone in the negative whatsoever. He was very supportive of NASCAR's racers and NASCAR's president, Steve Phelps. I did not hear one criticism of the fans by Bubba at all. I did not hear one racist comment at all. In full disclosure, I have not heard every interview Bubba or Don Lemon has ever done. If anyone has any links to anything that proves that wrong, please send it to me, and I'll watch it and or listen to it. Yes, hold on. Oh, boy. Yes, Mr. Phelps, Steve Phelps, the president of NASCAR, acted too hastily and too emotionally. But so have I in many situations in my life, and so have most of you. It's very easy for anyone to say this could have been handled differently. I don't think this was a hoax. I don't think anything was done in order for an agenda to be forwarded or profit to be had. I have no idea why a noose was used to pull down a garage door or why it was there for any reason at all. If they have photographic evidence that the noose has been there at least since October 2019, it makes things even more mysterious. Why that not? So I'm not offering any answers or solutions at all. I'll have more to say about this in episode 235. All right, I told you to stick around to the end of the show because this is what I wrote. This is at the end of my Facebook letter here. Other than all that, let me share this with you. And I'm going to share it with you the best I can here. Go to www.animatedknots.com. Animated, ANIMATED, knots.com, and type in uni, UNI hyphen knot, the uni knot. Okay, I'll speak to this knot in the show. Thank you for reading this, and I encourage you to read it a few times and respond politely. I think it's a good idea to reread it. I'm not angry, and I have zero hatred or agenda in my heart or in my mind. I appreciate all of my listeners and your opinions. You all matter to me, even if we disagree. All right? So, by the way, you can also call 347. You can call the dumb line, the Dumbing It Down with Dave hotline. You can call 347-746-3862. 746-3862. I usually post it in the show notes. Or you could dial 3477. It's the same number, but now I'm going to spell it the way it's spelled. 3477-I-AM-DUMB. 3477-I-AM-DUMB. I'm actually looking into changing that one more time. I'm not really sure I like this number. 3477-I-AM-DUMB. All right? And by the way, folks, real quickly, if you don't mind, if you can go on YouTube, some of you have already done it. I only have 8 subscribers. My Dave's Fit Life, I think, has like 130 some odd subscribers. But I can't call it the Dumbing It Down with Dave YouTube channel in the URL until I get like over, I guess, 100 subscribers. We went through this with Dave's Fit Life. So if you could possibly help me out and go to YouTube and type in Dumbing It Down with Dave podcast or whatever, and if you could become a subscriber. You don't have to click the bell if you don't want and get notified of every podcast, because I feel kind of funny about it. It's like, it's a audio podcast on a video platform. But people do it. So if you could subscribe, don't forget always, to my YouTube channel, Dumbing It Down with Dave, and also, always click like, subscribe, and share. I greatly appreciate it. All right. So anyway, also, I'm not going to read it to you because I don't have enough time and it's boring anyway. But I did post in the Dumbing It Down with Dave group the investigation timeline. There's a whole timeline that starts from Sunday, June 21st to Tuesday, June 23rd. And if you could look at that timeline, I think you would see that it's easy to see how everybody would think that this is like Bubba, especially, who never saw the noose in person. I don't think he ever saw it in person. And I think he said as much in some of these interviews. I didn't take notes at every interview. I saw, I don't remember, 6, 7, 8 YouTube videos today. That's a lot. That's a lot of Bubba. That's a lot of Don Lemon. That's a lot of everybody who I would never, ever watch. And I didn't enjoy it. It was torture. And the back and forth on Facebook, fine, but I'm really busy. But Dave, you encourage people to go to the Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group. Yes, I do. I do. So what am I going to say? I did answer every post. Nobody's left hanging right now. Everybody got responded to. I clicked like. I did what I could. And I gave you my best and honest answers. I don't think this is a hoax. I don't think that that Bubba is racist. Oh, by the way, one last thing. LeBron James, I didn't see him in any of this, in any of the videos I watched. Again, I typed in Don Lemon and Bubba Wallace because I thought there were going to be 2 appearances and he was going to say things like he was going to blame. In one of the Facebook, in the group, in the posts, claimed that Bubba was racist and he said all these things about NASCAR fans. That may or may not be true. I didn't see it. All I'm saying is I did not see or hear it in all the videos that I watched. And I saw the 2 Don Lemons, I saw The View, and I saw CBS, and I saw Good Morning America. And, also NBC, the Today Show. So that's really one from every network. And he was just, for the most part, except for the CBS interview, boy, he was really down on that one. And I mean, just a bad interview. Did not rise to the occasion. That was not good. Also, I want to quickly say that, so listen, if you want to put in the same amount of work I did, go ahead. I would wish that on my enemy. That was a lot of blah, blah, blah. Also, LeBron James, I talked about that. I really think it's great what NASCAR's doing. The whole Confederate flag thing, I don't give power to flags. But it bothers a lot of people. By the way, it's private property. It's private property. You're on NASCAR property. They can do whatever they want. They tell you no coolers, no coolers. They tell you no beer, no beer. No fireworks, no fireworks. There's probably, you can't be naked. Whatever. I don't know what to tell you. It's their game. You got to do. I'll talk about it more on the next show, I'm sure. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Hal. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening to this episode of Dumbing It Down with Dave. Goodbye, good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, good rats, Godspeed, and great skills. Take care.